Aloha, divine co-creators out there. I'm Michál, and thank you for joining me today for this powerful time we are in, November, December 2022. And wow, what a potent time. The seeding of the Holy Mother, the divine cosmic mother energy is being readily available to us all. So leading up to this solstice and just after this new moon in a really potent time, many of you might be feeling or have been feeling intense patriarchal or intense, your deepest fear, your deepest betrayal, the thing that's been getting you, the one thing or the hardest thing, or negative thought patterns spiraling or swirling. There is a lot of fragmentation going on, and it's really important for us to really move into that divine mother, holy mother energy that's being available to move through that. The energies of separation don't want to let that go. They don't want this game to be over, right? None of the separation, that which has just been separated from ourselves. It's like our tantrumy child that doesn't want to go home is what's happening. So the separation itself doesn't want to come whole because of its own fear, which is our own fear, right? Our own collective consciousness fear, the energies that have become separate from the one. So at this time, to understand that a little better, let's kind of start with that, the one. So if you think of the one, how did we even get here? This was a separated, fallen field, right? So in this fallen situation, that which was whole separated. In this earth template, this beautiful feminine, masculine energy became fragmented and separated out of pain, out of fear, out of sorrow, out of all of those emotions that we have felt: jealousy, betrayal, hurt, degradation, pillaging, despair, rape, rage, the multitude of things that have happened, war. So that fragmentation is the separation. And you can think of the word sin, right? What is sin? In Spanish, it just means to be without. So it's to be without God, right? To be without source, light. So that which has been separate from source, and in essence, it's split. When that split took place, this earth place, has been sitting in a lot of, as we know, patriarchy, right? And the inversion of the Holy Mother. So it's like it kicked the Holy Mother out and inverted, and it's just been like Lord of the Flies here, which is a reference to a book which talks about boys that just go amok, basically, and they fight one another and fight to be number one, and all of that male energy left unchecked just turns into chaos without the balance of the Holy Mother. So that unchecked chaotic energy over all these eons of time has made the feminine the Baphomet. It turned it into the slut, right? The degradation. We've pillaged, we've raped, we've murdered. So much has happened in these eons of time here. And so all this pain and this inverted feminine role modeling has created so much pain, so much fragmentation. So the divine Holy Mother is seating now in this incredible ascension process that we are all getting to be a part of. And I think of it like, it's like everything gets to come home. All of us, many of you who are listening to me probably right now might resonate with being a star or having a soul that's on a path of growth and expansion and knowing you're here for much more. And so in that knowingness, you may have already been going to your mother, your real mother, nature, going to sit with her, the trees. I know for myself, everything that I've received has been in sitting with nature. It has been, I've meditated with her, learned from her, worked with her. She's taught me, she's held my pain. She became my real mother, the mother of all, right? That holds us and holds our pain. And now at this time, it's like we've called her with here we are, all of us opening and expanding. We've come to this place where we're ready to have even more of that seeding, to actually be present in this planetary field to create real balance again here. And that seeding comes through each of us, through our own embodiment of that divine Holy Mother, of that compassion, grace, nurturing, nourishment, and first and foremost, holding and nourishing our own pain. Those of you who are walking through the many doors may have experienced one of your deaths as that. The Holy Mother comes in and holds our own pain, right? That it is not the story that the little I wants to perceive my Michál desires, but the greater I, so that in that surrender to all that is, we allow the Holy Mother to hold us, our true Mother to hold us, in that knowingness that we are whole, that we are loved, that we are forgiven, that we are seen. Whatever it is we portray or perceive is going on out there in the movie that hits our pain, right? We allow it to be transmuted by realizing it's a reflection. Whatever's happening out there is just a reflection of our greatest pain. And if we can meet it in compassionate love and hold it and let the Mother, the Divine Mother, hold it, then we can breathe through it and transmute it into more love. Because what is needed here on this planetary field at this time is for as many of us to hold that love and be it and exude it and radiate it and claim it in ourselves as we hold that love to be transmuting the greater field of collective pain and separation, which has transpired here. And it's like the really strong Holy Mother is the only way that all of the Kolohe or the rascally boys can come home, right? It's like the mother goes, oh, everyone's having a tantrum. And it's just like, we love you all. Come now, and it's time to go home. No fighting, no Kolohe. Get him in the car, get him in the van. Everybody, go home. Time to go home. So this feeling, of it's time to go home. It's time for everything to be brought back into unity. The separation is only that which has forgotten it is one. So it is all the infinite, right? And so it's just forgotten that it's part of the one. It broke off from the one. It's separated. It's tried to feed on everything else to stay alive, fed on your fear, fed on the things you don't believe are true about yourself. You think you're not worthy, but you are infinitely worthy. So it feeds on that which you think you don't have, which then creates pain and all the things you perceive to be out here, which are really just a dimensional game of thought and consciousness of where you're giving your power away. And so as you reclaim your power and do these processes I've spoken about in the past, please reference like reclaiming your power, moving through trauma, picking up your pearls. Those are processes that bring us back into wholeness so that we can be held in that unity. And right now is that grand opportunity to hold all of that, right? So we can bring all the children home. So first and foremost, all of the children of your own pain within the self, zeroing all those memories out and holding and loving the inner self and allowing everyone to come into wholeness so that there's no longer any fragmentation. So as we do that, we bring everything back into wholeness. It's a holographic universe. As you become whole, it's one more piece of the infinite whole and everything coming back home. So think of everything that you see, every tantrum that comes through your loved one, every voice that is of a negativity or degradation or just not happy or frustrated or sad or sorrowful, anything that's not in alignment with neutrality, feeling joy and happiness is a denser energy. All those denser energies are part of our own separation, the places where we fragmented or separated. So our own separation, we have to love it and acknowledge it, see it, and change it, transmute it into something greater. We do that with these processes, and by holding our pain by the Divine Mother, we move from our physical mother to the Divine Mother, and then our Holy Father, right, which is also coming into balanced union as we talk about the real empowered aspects of the masculine, radiating, activating, manifesting, having that capacity to be big and to radiate it forth, and that divine feminine aspects of intuition, grace, sitting within the silence, nourishment, nurturing, compassion, being held in that infinite space of connectivity to the cosmos and all that we are. So those two have to come together. And of course, we are not in a two-parted system, and I've talked about that. I referenced the false light paths with Isla and I, Intuitive Talk Story show. We talk a lot about dualistic systems. So let's not then forget to bring in that third energy, which is the Christos, the seed of the Christos light, which is really the product of the divine Holy Mother, Holy Father energies coming together, which bursts forth the seed of the Christic light. So that three-part Trinity system is what we're balancing into our system so that we can move this tri-wave toroidal system in harmony and balance with 0 point neutrality energy, helping to bring love, grace, and compassion and fifth dimensional frequencies to lift the planetary grid at this time. So as each of us become whole and hold our love and our own energy, basked in that divine mother, in balance, Holy Father, in the Christic light, we run our light system, and we therefore become vibratory fields of holding that within your community, within your neighborhoods, within each place that we are. And as more of us do that, we lift the whole system out of this kind of bug-ridden system that we are upgrading out of because it is overrun with these amok energies. So we need to move forward and out of those and allow as much possible to go home to the infinite one, which we all are. You can think of this as a really big game of 52 card pickup, perhaps. It is important to remember that it's fun. It's a game. You're not in a game in that it's trivial, but in that be unattached and amused and allow yourself to experience the adventure that your soul is on, learning and growing and experiencing and trusting and knowing thyself. Because the entire thing is us trusting I am that I am, understanding and knowing the I and I within, and trusting that direct source information, not plugging in to anything else, nothing coming in of I am because I'm this, or this, no labels, no identities, no longer identifying, but allowing what is here and now to come forward through your direct connection to source energy, not giving anything away by plugging into any disempowerment or places where you don't think I am worthy, good enough, valued, abandoned, seen, heard, etc. So we use all the tools that I have a lot of on the channel. Please utilize them. The meditations are crucial. So my reminders at this time are to engage in daily meditation, morning and night at the very minimum. Those are just basic tools to manage energy, but you'll find as you're doing the real work, you are stocking continuously. That might be every hour, that might be every 5 minutes. As you're peeling through those dark nights, knowing that everything you see is a reflection of your pain. Don't let yourself get pulled into the illusion. Allow yourself to know it's your movie, it's being projected, and where is your responsibility? And if you can go to your responsibility, find it, find any connections to your inner child or any place where it's activating, heal it, sit with it, love your inner child, zero it out, And then find your humility and taking responsibility for whatever part you have had in creating it, because you have created it on some level, right? And then forgiveness, forgiving the self, forgiving anyone else. So as we do these processes, we're zeroing everything out, right? So we can come into greater love and harmony within the self. So within that daily practice, as are in the meditations, you're cutting cords, cutting connectors, and claiming your sovereignty. So each and every day, if you're in a lot of public spaces or with people, you need to do more clearing work. So always disconnecting cords, connecting back to the God of your heart, connecting others back to the God of their heart. We're all connected to Source. We don't need to cord one another, and breaking all agreements, contracts, promises, oaths. I do have some great language for this, quick little just like postcard kind of things you could screenshot. I may even just put them at the end of this video, and you could utilize those to help you remember this languaging on cutting cords and agreements. So that's a really important thing. And the reason why agreements are important to cut is because we make all these really small agreements on a daily basis that we're not really sure we're making. For instance, just saying, hey, having someone come fix something in your house, or let's say you're a shop owner, people come in every day, you've allowed them, come on in. So every time we say, come on in, we've also said, come on in to all the myriad of energies that are also navigating through a person. So as I referenced earlier, this is a game of owning one's own vehicle, power. I'm in charge of this vessel. Nothing has power over me. So many individuals are not owning their own power, which means other things are navigating that vessel. So you may not be talking to that soul, you're talking to an energy. You've also just invited that energy into your space, even though you didn't mean to. So because we live in a dimensional framework, and it's not, bad or good, it just is. And that's just what happens. So because we're navigating a whole lot of things. So we want to clear the field of any agreements, contracts, anything you've said, made. There's also, kind of think of it like the fine print, like you sign a big long contract and the really small line somewhere says something you're not really into. It's just always little attachments that we don't need. So best just to clear the field and not concern ourselves with the small print or any of that. Just clear the agreements. Clear your energy, clear the field, and reset it to zero. So that just thanking everyone, it's not in harm or fear, it's just in neutrality to make all energy go to 0 point. So when you clear things too, think of it as you're just sending things to go home. You could just say, like, go to the other side of the veil to your rightful place in the light. Simple language. So another thing, right? Language, you're powerful. You are praying every time you speak. So if you want to move faster through your work, insert and speak your heart. Speak your mantras. The mantras are powerful if you're doing the other parts to collect your pieces. Otherwise, mantras can be pretty empty if you're programming but still triggering to an emotion. So once you know what that thing is, let's say you've healed a piece or you've been working with your inner self, you might say a mantra that helps to set that in. One I really love, I think is applicable for everyone, is I am worthy of unconditional love, and I love unconditionally. So that's something we can all contemplate over and over and put into our beingness, that you can speak out loud. Also saying, I have full authority over this vessel. Nothing has power over me. I am love. I am sovereign. I am free. This language is empowering, and you are claiming your space. So use your words wisely and use your thoughts wisely. Remember, you are creating it. Energy flows where attention goes. So that comes into that responsibility. We are all responsible for what we are creating, and taking responsibility actually allows us to have total freedom, and having total freedom actually means taking total responsibility. So we know that I am the one creating my entire reality. It's up to me to find those things, to look within, and to make a change, right? So when we take responsibility, that means we find that humility, we find that place within ourselves, And often that can turn into an ego death, and that ego death can feel really uncomfortable. But again, back to that Divine Mother. If you allow the Divine Mother to hold that pain and to help you move through that, as you surrender everything you think is yourself and allow it to move into another place, letting go of what no longer serves and allowing what is true and right for you here and now to be revealed. So we follow the breadcrumbs and allow infinite source light to be present here, allowing yourself to receive the wisdom that you need in each moment, in each day, by connecting directly to source, the earth, and nothing else, and using these daily tools. And at this time, bringing in that Divine Holy Mother and into your own field. So a way you can do that is aquamarine light. Visualizing aquamarine light, feeling through your meditationary field. When you go into your heart, you might visualize that beautiful pink diamond heart, crystalline structure of your beautiful heart filled with aquamarine light circulating through your system. The Holy Father energy is like an emerald green, and that Christic gold energy of the Christic light. So seeing those lights in a trinity, a tri-wave flowing through your system, but that aquamarine really enlivening and beautifying and nurturing and loving, first and foremost, ourselves. And then that gives us the capacity to hold that same love when we are faced with separation anywhere else in our lives, right? So the whole game is, can I take you anywhere and pull you out of love? So if there's anywhere you can be taken and be pulled out of your love, that's a good place to go look for some morsels and work some of the tools. So yes, it's a powerful time leading up to the solstice. And that solstice time, we'll get to ground in these energies and really solidify and just kind of move into greater harmony. So at this time, let go of all that does not serve. Bring in that Divine Mother energy. We are severing all relationships with the old, all evil to go now. And it is great to do some ritual around that if it's needed in your field. Really severing relationships with those energies here and now, and really committing to serve source, to serve your source fully, completely, and totally every day, in each and every moment. Then lastly, remember to protect your sleep. A lot of energies are coming around. It is important that you field your sleep space. Sleep in a golden orb of light. Put yourself in the light. Go to bed there. Ask your guides, Ascended Masters, Christ Conscious guides to be present with you, to look after you while you sleep, so that your sleep space is unhindered by any energies that are roaming around, etc. May you have all that you need when you need it, and know that we are one. Thank you for joining me today and sitting with me and hearing my reflections at this time. I look forward to deepening with you again in the future. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, day, afternoon. Oh, and please like and subscribe. Aloha.